Alright guys, sorry about that. Just finishing up my lunch. I know I said 3:30, but technically we weren't supposed to stream today, so I'm actually early to stream. I'm not late. You see? So if you guys are wondering why we're streaming on Friday, I am going out of town this weekend, so I will not be streaming Saturday or Sunday. So I figured I'll make up for some lost time by streaming today. So starting Monday, we'll go back to our new schedule, where I don't stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but then I stream on the weekend. So we'll go back to that Monday. Hey, Fortunate Nader, how you guys doing? I need to update my current trades. I took a long on Bitcoin yesterday. Man, the Uber contract. We were talking about Uber, right, on our options plays. My target was $31. I had a $31 call for January 10th. I closed it for a 86% profit. It ran up to 300%. It hit my target perfectly, $31. The high is 31.03. We missed the high by 3 cents. I called out $31 as the target. It ran up to 31. Sadly, we sold off so heavily right here, I just went ahead and took profit. I didn't think it had such a bullish day like we saw here. Excuse me. I thought we would have a kind of a pullback or a longer kind of consolidation. It just went ahead and just mooned today. So I was expecting more of a deeper pullback, maybe to kind of like around the low of the distribution here. I was going to re-enter, but I was not expecting this, so I didn't re-enter. Like I said, we made 86% profit in like 2 days, so great trade. But if I held for one more day, we could have made 300% profit. So I cut that a little early, but overall, good trade. What else? I took a trade on Peloton. I got wrecked today. I took a bull call spread. Well, I didn't really get wrecked. I didn't lose that much at all. I lost like 1% of my account. But I took a bull call spread. I bought the... I can't remember exactly which contracts. They're in the Discord, though. I went ahead and closed half of my position today for a loss. I bought them back here. I thought we were going to see a nice little pop up here on the trend. It was looking pretty solid. It was holding the trail. You saw a little kind of trap coming in here, but then we just nuked as soon as today opened. And it was mainly because there was an analyst that released a statement. He's not an analyst. He's one of the founders of a hedge fund, a really well-known hedge fund. He says that Peloton is nowhere near its bottom and it needs to drop like 50%. So he released that yesterday, and then of course the market reacts today. I love how I take a long on Peloton, and then out of nowhere, this hedge fund guy says that Peloton needs to drop 50%, and then we get wrecked immediately. It's just kind of unfortunate, but nothing you can really do about it. I went ahead and closed half my position for I think it was like a 33% loss. Let me see. Yeah, 33% loss. I closed half my position. I'm still holding half. And we're down about 30%. So those were the trades. I also took some longs on Bitcoins. If you guys are in the Discord, take a look at my my post in our margin trade channel. I set up a nice little long there. I'm not going to show it on stream, obviously, because it's in the Discord, but if you guys take a look at that, you can see the long that we're starting to build. We're currently in a long. This mouse wheel is becoming, like, unusable, so I think this... I've been trying to use this mouse until, like, the mouse wheel just completely breaks, because there's nothing wrong with the mouse besides the mouse wheel. So I'm trying to use it until its last legs, but it's starting to frustrate me, so I'm probably gonna ditch it here in a few days. But yeah, that's basically the recap. What else do we have here? We have a massive weekly bull div like we talked about yesterday on Ethereum. Still watching for this to kind of play out. We do have a nice little kind of point of origin back here that acted as a perfect range low. If we regain that level, that's your first target for your bull div, because it's the range low. And then this level from back here is your second target for the bull div because that's the range high. But if we regain these levels, Ethereum long term is looking really solid. So pay attention to these levels. It's about 140 and 156 are the levels you want to keep an eye on. I still haven't touched our drawings here. I messed up the bull div just slightly. We predicted it was going to come a lot sooner than it did. But overall, still following our strategy here. Nice little micro pullback on the daily, indicating some profit taking, which is extremely bullish for right now. So if we break the highs here of 73, this could be very, very bullish, and we could see a target of around 86 to 9,000 pretty quickly. So keep an eye on that. One thing that I need to update in Discord, we were looking at Shaq. Yeah, look at this. I made this chart, but I forgot to post it. We're regaining this kind of point of origin where you had that massive failure downward, lower high, lower high, lower high, failed downward. Now we have some accumulation coming in. You see a nice, beautiful, beautiful bull div starting to play out here on the Momo. We are currently retesting this daily pivot from way back here, but it's not liking this pivot. It's starting to sell off. You've already had kind of a couple of swing failures here. I'm still on a log chart. Let me turn log off. We have a couple of swing failures here above this pivot. You can see all that resistance coming in there. Oops, what did I just do? Hey, Yum Yum, what's going on, man? Did anybody in here take my Uber call and hold on to it? Because I closed mine yesterday, or it was either yesterday or 2 days ago. But if you held on to it for today, we hit our target. So I did not think we were going to hit our target. I probably should have held on to it for another day or so. But I got a little a little fearful and went ahead and closed it. The 1 hour trail was perfect here. I should have paid attention to the 1 hour trail. Buy signal, buy signal, buy signal. You had that pivot. You were acting as resistance, then you broke it here and just mooned up. So the 1 hour trail was absolutely perfect. I should have kept a closer eye on the 1 hour trail. We took almost a 90% profit, so you can't complain about that. But it really sucks that when you take profit and then the next day it hits your target. So that's a little frustrating, but we'll see if we can find some new trades to make up for that missed profit. I did call us out in Discord, this 1 hour bear div popping up on Uber. You can see that 1 hour bear div starting to play out. Let's take a look at some of the other stocks we were watching. Do you teach option trading? Not really. I'm still learning option trading myself. I know enough of option trading to make basic trades and make a little bit of money here and there. But I don't... Option trading is not my number one. It's like my number 3. I trade mainly crypto and then stocks and then options. Options are definitely not my number one source of trading income. I mainly do spreads and just naked calls and puts, mainly calls. I can answer like basic questions, but I'm not well educated on options. Definitely not well educated when it comes to options. AKS is still heading back towards our pullback zones here. Can you tell me how they calculate open interest and volume? Yeah, it's the same as just normal trading. Open interest is just how many contracts are open right now. It's like how many contracts people have bought and sold, and volume is just how many contracts were traded on that very contract. So that, like if it's a, let's say for this stock, if it's a $4 call and it has 100 volume, that means 100 people traded that $4 call. Now they could have sold it, they could have bought it, they could have made a spread, they could have done all kinds of things. But as long as that $4 call is being traded, then it's considered volume. And then open interest is how many contracts are being traded. Perfect failure here of the 200 EMA on the daily here on DNR. I was really hoping Peloton would bounce off this daily trail. It's just not doing it. When I saw the daily Momo on Peloton, there was one thing I was worried about, and it came true basically. I saw the trend was just rapidly falling here, and it was getting ready to lose the trend. And typically when you see these trap plays like this, you want your trend line to be flat. It wasn't flat here, it was descending pretty rapidly. But I thought it was going to be a fake out and we were going to see a push up, because this happens rarely, but when it does happen, it's pretty strong. Where you'll see kind of like it will descend down to like 10 and then it will curl back up towards like 15 or 20. And that's pretty rare, but that's what I was predicting, and it didn't come true here. We saw that negative momentum come in on the short term, which killed Peloton here. Can you check WW? Is that Weight Watchers? Let's take a look. Oh, no, it's not Weight Watchers. It's WW International. Let's see. Yeah, so this is almost the exact same. See, this is funny. This is exactly what I was just talking about. So this is what I was expecting on Peloton, where you see that failure down to the 10 line, and then it kind of fakes you out and curls back up. This is usually pretty strong. This is very rare, but it's usually pretty strong. You want to see that short-term momentum start to climb. Once that short-term momentum climbs, you should see a nice little buy-up. That's actually really funny that is exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah, so your 4-hour trail just flipped bullish. So as long as you don't break that trail, you should be okay. Your 1-hour trail is bullish. You have a bear div, though. You are starting to play a bear div. You can see the 1-hour momentum is failing. So typically when you have a bear div, you're going to visit your nearest pivot or your trail. So you have your trail and your nearest pivot right there. So that's typically where you're going to visit when you have a bear div like this. So you'll probably see a failure down to like 41-ish, but you still have a lot of bullish strength here. You could easily pop back up and hold this level. Yeah, that lines up perfectly with the daily trail, so that's not too bad. Not too bad to hold on to for now, but it's gonna get a little choppy because your trend is starting to lose strength. Hey, Spitox, what's going on, man? Looks like the buyers are starting to come in here on Bitcoin. You have a little bit of short liquidation starting to build. Nice little balanced profile on the day. POC rising. 3 consecutive periods. CVD is bullish. Looks pretty good. Previous day value area high is broken already. Weekly POC is broken. Looks like we're turning decently bullish. Your monthly open is way back at 75. We could target that. Monthly high is 78. My current trades are on the top left. Those are the only things that I'm currently holding. Currently holding Zuo. I have Peloton options. And I'm holding a Bitcoin. What's going on, Diesel? Sorry guys, I know we just started our new schedule and it seems like it's not working out very much for my lifestyle the past couple of weeks. Last week we had to cut our Saturday stream pretty short. This weekend I can't even stream. If this stays a problem, we'll just go back to our old schedule. Yeah, dude, Zuo is we've been holding it for like 3 months. It's absolutely ridiculous. The accumulation is fantastic, though. I really like the accumulation. It's just taking forever to play out. It's taking forever, man. We've literally been holding it for like 3 months. This screen I don't typically show on stream because it's too compact. This is a screen that I typically put on my ultra wide, so it has a lot of space. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let me bring it to my ultra wide, and I'm gonna take a screenshot. That's better. So you can see that your short term, this is the 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. You can see your daily starting to form a nice little pivot here. We're starting to bounce back up. You have some momentum coming in on the Momo. Nice little accumulation forming on the Momo as well. 4 hours, same thing. Nice little pivot coming in. You're starting to gain some momentum. but you're kind of getting a little choppy because you are accumulating. Shorter term, 1 hour, you're starting to pump up here. Nice little engulfing candle coming in. You're back above your VWAP close. So you are starting to look pretty bullish. 15-minute as well. You can see that engulfing popped up. You're currently failing the 3-day VWAP, but once you get above that level towards like 1450, 1460, you'll start to look really good. Once you get above this kind of 1 hour resistance, you can see here that little resistance there. Once you break that, the daily has room to run to like $16 here. So that's kind of what we're watching. Ton of accumulation. What's your schedule next week? Going anywhere for the holidays? So yeah, my schedule next week is probably gonna be pretty hectic. I'm just gonna let you guys know like last minute what's going on. This weekend I'm going away for the holidays, so I won't be streaming Saturday or Sunday. I won't be streaming Monday either because of the new schedule. What is I think Christmas is on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So we don't stream Wednesday anyway. So I could probably stream Tuesday and Thursday, no problem. So I should be able to stream Tuesday and Thursday. So just keep an eye on that. If I don't stream, then I'll just let you guys know on Twitter. But we shouldn't have a problem streaming next week. It should be pretty good. What's your target for Zuo? My target's a gap fill. I'm looking for a gap fill around like $20. Which is actually very possible because we've been accumulating for what is this? 200 days. We have nearly a year of accumulation. So we could easily, if this breaks out of accumulation, we could easily hit my target. It'd probably take less than a month once it broke out of the accumulation. But that's going to be about a 30 to 40% gain. Their earnings were pretty bad though, sadly. So that's not helping us out. Oh, you're tired of holding it? What are you tired of? Oh, you're tired of holding... Oh, you're in Zuo as well? Yeah. Starbucks. Yeah, I didn't take a trade on Starbucks. We talked about Starbucks in stream, though. A few times. I took a trade on Starbucks a long time ago. What sucks is Starbucks... I talked about it on stream. I told you guys our signal was the trail flip, right? That red to green trail flip. I didn't take the trade though. Totally missed the alert. One of you guys messaged me on Discord and you're like, "Hey man, your Starbucks alert went off," and I totally missed it. Yeah, nice little rounded bottom here, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. The weekly's back above the trail. Not looking bad at all. Can you check Baba? Yeah, we can take a look at Baba. 4 hour, very, very strong uptrend. Nice momentum coming in. Damn near vertical trend here. Very good. No bear div. Pretty solid uptrend. No bearish candlestick patterns. Okay, 1 hour has a bear div. 1 hour has a small bear div. So most likely you'll pull back towards the trail here. So watch for a buy signal on the trail like we saw back here. If it's a really strong sell-off, you could see a test of the pivot back here, or a test of the 72 moving average. But overall, looks very, very bullish. I wouldn't try to short this too heavily. If you shorted it, I would probably look for a scalp maybe. Maybe a bear div pullback like we see here, but you've already missed most of the move. If you didn't catch that bear div before it started to fall, you already missed most of the move. So better off waiting for a buy signal on the trail, or waiting for a buy signal on the pivot. Yeah, looks pretty damn bullish. Pretty damn bullish. Yeah, the reason I don't mind holding things very long on Robinhood is my Robinhood account is basically my savings. Like, that's like my savings account. So instead of just putting money in my bank and just letting it sit there and not do anything for me, I use my Robinhood account as my savings account. It's basically just like a 401k, but I'm trading it myself. It's self-managed. So holding things really long term, it doesn't really bother me. I've been holding Zuo for months now, and it doesn't really matter to me because it's either that or sitting in my bank account doing nothing. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, not a big deal. My Robinhood account is not an account that I pull money from every. I don't pull money from it very often. I do pull money from it every now and then if I need to pull from my savings for like school or whatnot, for paying tuition and whatnot. But it's my longer term account is basically what I'm saying. My accounts that I like trade very actively and make most of my money trading is my crypto accounts. So one fun thing we're going to do on stream and in Discord next week is we are joining the InterDAX Christmas trading competition. I've never traded on InterDAX before, but I took a look at their Christmas competition. It looks like it's going to be a good time, so I joined it. I have no affiliation with their site or anything, but I joined up. It's a 0.01 entry fee. Or that's how much you start with as your starting balance. And the prize pool is 3 Bitcoin. I believe 1 Bitcoin goes to the winner, and then top 20 get paid based on their position. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It starts on Christmas, I believe, and it goes until the new year. So we're gonna do that on stream. We're gonna do that in Discord as well. Any of you guys are welcome to join. If you guys want to use my referral link, as always, just send me a message on Discord or whatnot. I'll send it to you privately. Yeah. So we're going to do that on stream next week. Another thing we got going on next week is our Christmas discount, our Christmas sale. So from the 23rd to the 27th, which is all next week, we are doing 20% off Discord and the indicators. We're also releasing a new bundle. So if you guys are somebody who buys all of our indicators, we're making a bundle for all of them for $99 a month, which is 40% savings from buying them separately. Not a lot of people buy all of the indicators. Most of you guys buy like the Momo or the OTS, like you buy one of them. But we do have a few people who get them all, so it's going to save you guys a lot of money. So that is coming out during Christmas as well. Also, if you guys are already signed up for the indicators or you're signed up for Discord, like the trial version, a lot of you guys are, or not a lot of you guys, but a few of you guys are overdue. Like your subscription has ended. I've allowed you guys to stay until this sale as a grace period. Once the sale is over, I'm going to clean up the access. So if you guys are sitting on the Momo and your subscription ended or whatnot, I will be cleaning out the access after this sale. So make sure if you still want access to take advantage of the sale. What do you like more, trading stocks or crypto? It's hard to say because it's a hard question because I don't like trading crypto more, but I make more money trading crypto. I'm better at trading crypto because I've traded crypto basically every single day for the past 2-3 years. So I've come acclimated like to crypto trading, but I do not like it more. It is. If I had to pick, I would pick stocks, but I do much better in crypto. It suits my style more, but it's definitely not. It's not pleasant. I don't like the fact that it's 24/7. I hate sleeping on trades. I hate all the scam wicks and the different stop hunts and all this other bullshit market making strategies that happen, the search and destroy algorithms and whatnot. I hate that shit. And if you guys remember my stream back when we first started, back like 2 years ago, I predicted this shit would happen. I told you guys that everybody was constantly saying like, oh, we want the institutions to trade crypto. We want institutional money, blah, blah, blah. And I told people like, that's not something you want. Because as soon as the institutions come into a market like crypto and they come into an unregulated market, they can do whatever the fuck they want. The search and destroy algorithms that you see on like stocks or futures or even forex sometimes, forex not really, but mainly futures and stocks, they have these search and destroy algorithms that are designed to hunt your stop losses. And they used to be very, very powerful back in the day when there wasn't a lot of liquidity. But since there's a more and more liquidity and the regulations are pretty strong on high frequency trading bots and whatnot, they're not as powerful anymore. But when you come into a market like crypto, when there's not a lot of regulation and there's also not that much liquidity when it comes to like high frequency trading or having very liquid bots such as those search and destroy algorithms, those things are going to destroy you. Like the name suggests, they are going to search and they're going to destroy your stop losses. And they've been doing that very, very aggressively the past few months. And yeah, it's just something that really sucks to trade, especially for my style of trading. It's not fun. I've made a lot of money trading like BART patterns and stop hunts and whatnot, but it really sucks having to second guess every single breakout because of all the scam wicks. It really sucks. I wish I could just look for a breakout and trade the breakout, have no worry in the back of my head that it's going to instantly retrace and get scammed. It's like you can't trade anything on crypto anymore without having that fear of it just instantly retracing because it just scams every single move. Is this your indicator? We have 5 different indicators. So basically everything on my screen, except for like the volume and the moving averages, are our proprietary indicators. The Momo is, the OTS. I also show off the squeeze breakout bars and the auto SR every now and then when I'm using my other strategies. This is the auto SR that draws your support and resistance levels. You can see how they're very good at calling bottoms and tops. You have breakouts of support and whatnot. This is currently breaking a resistance level. Looks really good. We need to break this resistance level from back here, though. This is the strategy I'm going to be using during the Interdax Christmas competition. I'm going to be using the Momo OTS Auto SR strategy. We've gone over this strategy pretty heavily in Discord. I've talked about it every now and then on stream. This will be the strategy we will be using on the trading competitions. You can see why. This strategy is very, very powerful. The indicators make Renko extremely clean and very easy to trade. We've been backtesting this strategy for quite some time now. I think it's time to start live testing it, and the trading competitions are a great place to give it a go. What I don't like right now is this bear div forming. You are forming a bear div. If you fail this resistance here, it's not looking too good. What's your target on Bitcoin? Same target I've had for the past month and a half. I'm looking for that 86 to 9,000. 86 to 9,000 is my long-term target. I'm curious, where does the 618 line up here? If it lines up with my target, that's fantastic. No, it's way too high. 11,000. The 382 kind of lines up with the target. Some of you guys who have been here for a long time, you might remember this idea from way back in the day. This was my last TradingView idea that I posted. Take a look at this. So this was back when we had that massive parabolic move up, and I was talking about how the parabola wasn't broken yet, and people were talking about they were assuming it was broken. So we talked about this on stream, where if the parabola wasn't broken, your overall targets were going to be the 0.5 to the 0.618, right? If you guys know my buy zone strategy or my breakout strategy, I've made videos on these. Those are your breakout targets, right? So we have that breakout. We hit our targets. We go pretty far above them. 12,000 was our last target, and it went to like 14,000. And then we came all the way back, bounced out of our retail support zone here, and then look at this. The little bull div here, the previous bounce that we just had, it almost hit this 382 level, almost to the dot. We missed it by like $30. So about $30. This idea was made back in May of 2019, so about, what, 8 months, 9 months? But if we do go lower, you see that massive retail support kind of around that previous accumulation. And then if we break that support, you've got a lot of support down here around 58 to 5,000. So don't get too bearish if we do break lower. You do have a ton of support down below us. You think we go lower? No, I'm long right now, so I don't think we go lower. Now, we could go lower, but I wouldn't be long right now if I thought we were going to go lower. I think people are praying for a retrace, and it looks like we could pull back maybe short term, but long term it looks pretty bullish. I'm really disappointed in myself that I didn't catch this bottom. We predicted this bottom almost a month in advance, and I didn't catch it. Very disappointed in that. I could have caught 64, 65. I caught 65 on my Robinhood account, on my savings account, so we made a decent profit there. I bought 65, sold 75 in Robinhood. So we made a good chunk of change in Robinhood, but didn't make any money on my margin accounts, which are my crypto accounts. So pretty disappointed in myself on that, but we still have plenty of room to run as long as we don't retrace here. But looking at the order flow, looking at the price action, I don't think that we're going to retrace here. I think people are going to pray for a retrace, but we're not going to get it. Nice little engulfing candle on the 3-day. It would have to fail here to retrace. You have that range low on the 3-day. You would need to fail here. So if it doesn't fail today or tomorrow, I think we're going higher. So this is one of my favorite setups to trade. When you see this engulfing candle come in, and then you see that micro pullback doji, You don't typically trade the micro pullback doji. You wait for the micro pullback to break the high or the low. I'm being a little aggressive here, and I'm trading the micro pullback. So I've already determined that I want a long here. So looking back at this trade, if we lose this trade, I'm going to look back and see that was the reason we lost this trade, is because I broke one of my rules and I traded during the micro pullback instead of waiting for confirmation. But this is one of my favorite setups because typically you can trade the body or the highs. Typically, when the high and the low are broken, the chance of a continuation is very high. So like if this next candle breaks downward, the chance of this continuing downward is very high. So we'll have to see where today or tomorrow's candle closes, and if it breaks the high or the low of this micro pullback, then the chance of it continuing that direction are very high. So let's mark these levels. We can see exactly where they are on a lower time frame. So basically you're ignoring this candle. That's part of the engulfing. And then this is your range. So whichever way breaks with a strong close, very likely you'll see continuation in that direction. So watch these levels here. I will be hedging my long if we break. Oh, I'm actually adding on to my long down here, but I'll also be hedging it there as well if it starts to fail heavily. So if we wick this zone, that's best case scenario for me. If we start to close and really show resistance, I'm going to start hedging pretty heavily. So we'll see how it plays out. Just keep an eye on Discord. I'll let you guys know exactly what's going on. I posted all my order entries and whatnot in the Discord. You guys have access to my bot that shows my orders and whatnot. So just keep an eye on Discord. Do you guys have any stocks or anything you want to take a look at? What stocks you want to look at? What tech stocks you want to look at? Like Nvidia, AMD? I was actually looking at AMD on earlier today. I was looking for a short scenario, but it's so damn bullish. It's hard to short this. So I'm probably going to avoid shorting this, but just know that if this thing dumps, I was thinking about it. Facebook, let's take a look. Facebook, that's a very bearish candle. Hanging man candle here on the daily. Weekly's very strong though. Weekly could be a point of origin failure. This actually doesn't look too bad for a short. It's almost at an all-time high though, so you're shorting a freight train basically. If you're trying to short Facebook, it would have to be tomorrow. Because this is already topping out. This thing might pull back tomorrow. If you're trying to short Facebook, probably tomorrow. I wouldn't long Facebook until it breaks 208 or 2075. And I would short it maybe tomorrow for a pullback. Besides that, I'd be very careful. Snapchat. Basically the same thing. You have a pivot kind of forming right here. Almost a perfect failure of that pivot. You're kind of edging towards resistance. Yeah, this is a point of origin failure just like you see on Facebook. Perfect point of origin failure there on the 4-hour. Daily gravestone, daily star forming. This is very bullish though on the Momo. When you see this pinch where the lines are exactly the same, that's an extremely bullish or bearish indicator. So I'd be very careful shorting Snapchat here, but you do have a lot of resistance that you could short. The 1 hour is starting to pull back, but it looks like a trap. Yeah, mixed signals here. I'd be very careful on Snapchat. Mixed signals. It looks like it wants to give you a good short, but then again, the short looks like a trap. So it's hard to say if it's a good short or it's a trap. I'd say if you're shorting Snapchat, be prepared to get out of it very quickly because it could be a trap. Apple, same thing, rolling over. Looks like most of these stocks are rolling over. What's the Qs looking like? Yeah, it looks like the Qs is topping. That's probably why. Yeah, the Qs looks really ugly. The Qs is mainly consistent of a lot of these tech stocks. And the Qs looks like it's giving you a little bit of a top warning. So if you wanted to short tech stocks, I'd probably say the time is now, but like I said, it's very iffy if it's a good short or it's a trap. So be ready to get out of it. Yeah, it looks like the short for Apple was today. If you missed the short today, I probably would wait on it. I mean, the daily still has some room to fall. You could fall down to the trail. But at the trail, I'd be very careful because every trail test was a good buying opportunity. So if you were shorting, that's the only gain you would look for. Let's take a look. Last one here. Or I'll look at a couple more. Can you look at COO? Yeah, I'll look at COO. I gotta get going here, so... I don't think that... You're looking at Match.com, aren't you? This isn't it. You're looking at this. Here we go. This is doing pretty good. Bounced off the 200-day moving average. Nice accumulation breaking out to the upside. You had good earnings. Weekly engulfing. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. I'd say long-term, this looks really good. I'd be very careful buying it here because it's just had a high, but... It's been running for sure. I'd be looking to buy dips on something like this. Probably buy dips. I wouldn't buy the highs. COO, let's take a look. Nice little gap fill here on COO. You're currently failing your previous resistance on your pivots. So you're kind of distributing between these two pivots. Very, very nice regain of this pivot here. You had some accumulation form. Nice little Quasimodo. And then boom, you broke that pivot there. This is one of my favorite setups here with these pivots. You have that kind of failure. The pivot comes in. And then you have kind of like an accumulation. You can either have like an inverse head and shoulders, a Quasimodo. Just a standard range. This is a Quasimodo because you have that level there, and then you fail the level, regain the level, and then kind of accumulate and push higher. It's also could be like a head and inverse head and shoulders as well, depending on how you look at it. But very, very clean trades here. Nice little buy signal on the trail. Nice little flip of the pivot, and then you ran up to where you are now. You're also back above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. You're also back above the 72. The 72 is crossing the 200, so it looks like long term, this is looking very good. Now, the daily, you can see that pivot on the 4-hour and the daily is giving you resistance. So be very careful until you flip that pivot. You can also see where we found support was the same thing, basically a Quasimodo of that pivot. You have that pivot from way back here, which is also a point of origin. You have that retrace to your point of origin. You give you that little deviation there, becomes a massive bull div, and then boom. There's so many different ways that you can find these trades. Now, obviously, it's very easy in hindsight. I know that. It's very easy to look at a chart like this and find the trades in hindsight. But everything that I just mentioned, or everything that I mention on my streams, I have videos on YouTube that if you guys watch, you can find these setups live. Now, one of my top videos that I think that does not get a lot of recognition and has very little views, I think it's probably the most valuable video on my entire channel, is how to trade the point of origin dojis and how to trade my doji levels, my support and resistance doji levels. And that video, there's 2 videos on there, and both of them don't have that many views. If you guys haven't seen them, I highly recommend watching them. It will change how you trade. It will change how you look at support and resistance. It will change how you find targets. It will change how you determine your stop losses and whatnot. Go watch those videos if you haven't already. But this is a point of origin doji for you. You guys are kind of new here. You have these lower highs coming in. You have that distribution. Lower highs coming in. You fail downward until you make a higher high. That point of origin is always your target. So you have that point of origin. It hits your target there perfectly to the dot. And then you push up, try to find support. You can't break the trail. And then you form a Quasimodo. And then you push higher. Quasimodos are just when you have a level and you form a base. And then you try to break that level, but then you regain the base. That's a Quasimodo. This becomes a deviation. This becomes your range low. And then once you break your range high, you start to push higher. So you see you form a base. You form a deviation. You regain your base. Break your range. And then you push higher. That's a Quasimodo. But yeah, just... you have all this price action, right? And you're looking for that bottom, right? You could have traded the pivot. You could have traded the Quasimodo. You could have traded this bull div on the Momo. Momo bull divs and Momo bear divs call numerous tops and bottoms. So once you have that div triggered, you can see you have a massive gain there. But yeah, overall, looks very solid. If you hold your support on this pivot here and you flip your pivot here, looking very good to regain your highs. These highs have not been tested. You have some liquidity up here that you could run into. So that would definitely be your target. Quasimodos, you could buy either the regain here, which I like to buy, or you could buy a break of the range. So like if you have like a range and then a fail downward and then you regain, you could buy a break of the range here, or you could buy a regain of the level. Now, if it's an accumulation, which I've got multiple videos on, so like if you have like an accumulation, which also becomes a Quasimodo, I like buying that regain. I have picture examples of this in the Discord. If you go to trading tips, scroll up to my accumulation pictures. There's picture examples of how to trade this. But alright guys, I gotta get going. Appreciate you guys being here. I know we weren't supposed to stream today, so I appreciate you guys coming by on late notice. No stream tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna be out of town for the holidays. No stream Monday as well because of our new schedule. I will be streaming Tuesday, no stream Wednesday on Christmas, and then we'll be back on Thursday. So that's the schedule for next week. Streaming Tuesday, streaming Thursday. We're going to start some trading competitions on Interdex. What else? We got our sales going on our website. We have a new bundle deal going on our website next week. So all that stuff is going to be going on next week. I'll let you guys know on Monday when it goes live. Can I trade COO? I think so. As long as it's on Robinhood, I trade Robinhood. But alright guys, appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, if you haven't already, check the videos out on YouTube. They will change your trading. I promise you that. If you guys are losing a lot of money, if you guys are just not finding your groove and you can't really seem to be profitable consistently, watch my videos on YouTube. I've gotten nothing but good feedback. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to like post comments or message me on Twitter, message me on Discord. I really appreciate hearing your guys' feedback on the videos. It makes me, it motivates me to keep doing this and to make more videos in the future. But all right, guys, you guys have a good weekend. If I don't see you, happy holidays to all you guys. I will be back on Tuesday. Peace out, guys.